Hey guys, welcome back to Flathead Ron's Garage. Well, in this video you're going to see me make a couple modifications to the bottom plate on the oil pump. You're going to see me make my adapter, and I'm going to explain to you exactly what craziness is going on inside my head. Okay? I haven't had much time in the shop. There was a big swap meet Saturday. I was supposed to take you guys along with me, but I guess I was recording. In my mind I was recording, but I guess I didn't hit the record button. I had it on picture mode because my glasses weren't with me. They were in the truck when I was walking around. So much for that. I could just see enough to up close to hit that little red button and think I was recording, but I was only taking a picture. Except for one short video the night I got there. But anyway, let's go out in the shed. We'll do a little bit of work on that adapter, and we'll do a little bit of work on the plate for the oil pump, and then I'll bring you back in here and explain to you what is going on. Okay? Thanks for watching. I'll see you in a little bit. So I'm going to do it right in here, so we're probably pretty good. Right here is the bottom of the oil pump. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it on my surface grinder, and I'm going to smooth down this side because I'm going to put another piece of metal on the top of this, and I want as tight of a seal that I can get, and I'm going to additionally put an O-ring in here, but I want as good a seal as I can get, so I'm going to flatten this out, and I'm going to true up this finish here, or freshen it up. But I've got it cleaned off now. I've gone over it with a stone. I've gone over this just lightly with a stone, just to make sure there's no burrs. Yeah, it's not going anywhere. I'm going to go ahead and reposition this piece here more towards the center. Yeah, I'm going to have to address that. Yeah, it's cleaning up really well. We don't want to have to mess it up with a bad wheel here, so I'm going to raise it up and get my diamond out here. Bring it down a little bit, about a thou and a half. Oh, very nice. Okay. I just love playing with the surface grinder. I can't help it. So, that's the inside now. I'm going to leave it just like that. That looks really good. There's the bottom here. I hope to be able to put my hole right about here. Or right about here. I mean, maybe I'll have to go over it a couple more times to clean this up so I'll have a good seal for my O-ring. Got a nice piece of aluminum here, and I think I'm going to make the little plate that goes to the bottom of this. So there's going to be a hole here and then a hole in here, and then a threaded hole, well, maybe threaded, I'm not sure, and then a hole on the end here where the oil is going to come out. So I don't know if all that makes sense. It's just something that's inside my head. I know what I need to do. So let me go ahead and clean this off and blue it up, and I'll be, let me go ahead and clean this off and blue it up, and I'll be right back. So what I'm going to do here is I'll just kind of get a rough idea. I need to square it on there, don't I? Just as I drop it. Now. Yeah, these holes aren't exactly round on the back side here. Say they're kind of jagged. It's kind of hard to get a nice round line on it. There we go. Back this up a little bit here and check it with our plate. Oh, good deal. Looks really good. Okay. The next operation we're going to do is I'm going to figure out where I need to punch this hole for the oil pump, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple bolts in here for a guide. Let me go ahead and do that. I'll figure out where I need to plant this hole, and I'm going to bring you back. There's my scribe. Right there is where I need to plant that hole. So but I think I'm going to go that way just a little bit. I'm just going to kind of eyeball engineer this thing. I'm going to bring it down to the line right there, and you see if I'm on the line, it's going to be coming back this way. And once I get about a 5/16 to a ½ inch hole in that, it's going to be a little bit too big and it's going to be too close to the center, so I got to back it off. Like I say, I do have another oil pump coming, but it doesn't give me a reason to mess up a pricey little Melling M19 oil pump. There we go. That's right where I want to go. I only want to come halfway down, which would be right a little bit more than halfway, because like I say, it's going to be a 1/2 inch hole. There we go. And I'm going to put this on here to limit my travel. So each time I go down, it's only going down that far. There we go. Right there. You can kind of see where it's going. So let's go ahead and kick this on and get another hole in here. Enlarge the hole. There, that's exactly what I need right there. So this is going to allow the oil to pass through it and redirect the oil down instead of it going up through the pump. And then once it goes down into here, on this side here, it's going to come out right in the center. There's going to be a 1/2 inch hole in there, and that's where I'm going to plug my line in. So this is 1 inch, so we'll go down to, or 500. Right there. That ought to be good. Now the camera shut off while I was doing that again. So now I think you can see where I'm going with this. It's the same shape this is, same holes. This is just going to be in between this and the pump, because this is already hardened. And I don't want to make this the face that the gears have to ride on, because I'll end up with aluminum shavings going through my motor. But anyway, the oil's going to go through this hole, into this hole, out this hole, and then it will exit the oil pan and enter the filters. It'll exit the filters and then go back in the block. But before I go cutting this out, let me take you in the garage here, or, well, let's go somewhere here where I can go ahead and explain the design to you. You've seen what I did, or what I'm going to do to plug the oil outlet on the oil pump housing. What it does is the oil pump Here's the oil pickup. The oil sump. How else am I going to draw this? Okay, and the oil goes into the pump directly from the pickup with the screen in it. So the oil gets sucked up into here from the pump, and I'm just going to see if I can draw this. Okay. Okay. Oil gauge. That's on the block. And here's your cam. And then your journals. And then your crank. Okay, crank with your rods. Okay. And these will be down, and maybe these are up. So, let's see if I can do this and have it make sense. Get you a little closer. So, normally before any modifications, the oil is picked up through the bottom of the sump. The oil pickup brings it this way. It goes into the oil pump housing where the gears are. It sucks it through there, and because there's nowhere else for it to go, it goes straight up out this into a cavity where the cam gear goes to an idler that goes to the drive gear for the oil pump. So it comes out of here, goes into a cavity which routes it outside to the bypass oil filter, and which is about 10% of the oil, and the rest of it goes straight up through the cam journals, because it oils the cam before it oils anything else. Then it goes down through the crank, and then it comes out through the rods. So 100% of the oil goes through here. 10% of it is routed to a bypass oil filter, and then it slowly drains back into the sump. And the rest of it goes directly through the motor over and over and over again without being filtered. I realize 10% of the filter is better than nothing, but with this thing here that I'm building, I've plugged this off so the oil doesn't go up here anymore. We add on an aluminum line to the bottom, which this plate here is going to go right here, like this. So instead of the oil going up here to travel up, it's going to come out this hole. It's going to go in this hole on this adapter here that I've scribed out. It's going to come out this hole right here, because this is where the adapter goes, right on the bottom of the oil pump. And it's going to go directly 100% into my oil filters, into my double wicks, oil filter assembly. From there, it's going to go, it's going to go to the oil pressure up here on the block, and it's going to go to the cam, then the crank, and then the rods. As my dog barks at me to let her in here. So 100% of the oil goes through here, gets filtered through double Wix filters, goes back into the block, into the cam, into the crank. Which one do you want in your flathead? I know it doesn't look like it makes sense, but it's really simple. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this out, finish it up a little bit. Okay, there's the top. Okay, it's up to this line. This one, almost. So all I have to do now is just kind of take it down. I'm just gonna play around with it here and chip away at it, and I'll bring you back in a little bit. Here's what I've got so far. This isn't attached to it yet, but it will be. Here's the plate on the bottom. I've cleaned it up. I've got some different screws. I'm going to look around. I know I have some the correct screws somewhere that are a little bit longer for this, but as you can see, I finished it around the outside. I stepped it down. I needed a little bit more clearance for the oil pan there, so I thought. Turns out that there's plenty of room. But anyway, so without leaving this on there, this is going to go right here in the block. There. And it sits right at this angle here, so it'll pick the oil up through the screen, go in the pump, and come out right here. And from here, I'll route it around the pickup and out the other side of the pan. I've seen the other guys where they have theirs coming out over here, and it comes out the driver's side. And I figure with the steering box over here, I don't want to clutter it any more than I have to, so I'm going to put the oil filters on the passenger side and be up out of the way so it won't get pelted by too much road matter, gravel and whatever else somebody runs over in front of me or what I run over. So this is where I'm going to leave you this time. I hope you can see where I'm going with this. Now, what I'm trying to accomplish with this, but we'll go ahead and put a bigger hole in here, weld everything together, or braze everything together, and get it in, get the oil pump on next time, make a little flange for my bulkhead. Here's the bulkhead fitting. I took the powder coat off of it because I'm going to have to modify it. This part will be in the pan, and it'll come through the oil pan here, and then my hose is going to hook to it right here. So what I need to do is I also need to make a square piece here, drill and tap 4 holes in it, cut a hole in my pan where this piece will fit right up in there, and make a gasket and screw it onto the pan with a little bit of sealer. I can't have this go directly through the pan because as soon as I go to tighten up this first nut here before I hit it with the jam nut, when I go to tighten this up, this whole thing's going to turn and it's going to start twisting my line. There's no way to hold it on the inside of the oil pan. So I'm going to have to put a plate on it, and I'll make that plate off camera and I'll have it ready for you guys next time. Well, thank you for joining me. As the light slowly dims in the west. Anyway, thank you for joining me. I really appreciate your time. Maybe you can get something out of this. I'm not showing you how to do it. I know, I'm a broken record. I'm just showing you how I'm doing it. Okay? I'll see you next time here at Flathead Ron's Garage. Leave me a comment. Give me a like. Heck, make an old man happy. I'll see you next time.